Welcome to the One Star Weak Foot Show, your one-stop shop for player reviews, starring your host, One Star Weak Foot, and our review specialist, One Star Weak Foot. Hello and welcome to the One Star Weak Foot Show, your one-stop shop for player reviews. I'm going to be your host today, One Star Weak Foot, and it makes me feel so amazing, so great, so joyous to see you back on the channel today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope everybody at home is staying safe in these quarantine times. I know it's a very hard time just to be living in general, so I hope everybody is doing their best in these trying circumstances. So as you guys know from the thumbnail of the video, we'll be talking about 92 rated icon swaps Maldini, and this is partly due to one of my subscribers. His name is Sebastian Omadal, so big ups to you, man. He requested this video saying that pretty much by the end of the week, when they drop the new icon swaps, he's going to be available for a lot of people to unlock. So I thought it was a great idea. I thought he was a card on a lot of people's radars. He was on my radar as well. So we're about to answer the question: is this Maldini worth the icon swaps? Is he worth the grind? Or is he worth the 1 million that he is selling for on the market? So let's look at this card. He's 92 rated, of course. He's 6'1". He has medium-high work rates. He has 2-star skill moves, but a 4-star weak foot. I played 6 games with him. In division rivals, I got no goals and no assists, but he's a defender, so we're not too worried about it. Before we go any further, if you're enjoying the content, if you want to see more content like this, do me a favor and hit the like button down below. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. I appreciate all of you guys, every single one of you guys, for watching this video. So when you look at this card, I mean, there's one thing that really jumps out at you, and that's the defending stats. I mean, 95 defending. If you've ever used Maldini in any FIFA, FIFA 18, FIFA 17, FIFA 19, you'll know that this Maldini card is always an amazing defender. He's always a mainstay in pro teams. He's always a mainstay in endgame teams. Is he going to be filling that gap this year? I mean, we're about to find out. His pace is very nice. His passing stats are decent. I mean, if you need a ball-playing center back, I'm sure he'll do just fine. His dribbling stats are okay, but he does have the important stats down-packed with the 95 reactions and the 90 goddamn 7 composure. His defensive stats, once again, are brilliant. I mean, you don't even need to touch it with a chem style. One big question surrounding this card, and it's a question that a lot of people at home are asking me: does his strength and aggression, or lack thereof, let him down? That's what this episode is going to be about. We're going to find out if he's an endgame center back or if he's just decent. Does the strength and aggression let him down? So yeah, without further ado, we're going to jump into the gameplay. I'm going to take you guys over to our review specialist in the studios, One Star Weak Foot. Take it away. Thanks, One Star. So, according to Footbin, and these are post-market crash times. I mean, I'm not sure what's worse, the foot market or the American economy. I'm just joking, guys. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about this Maldini card. Is he worth the 1 million coins he's selling for on Footbin? Is he worth the 13 icon swaps? And I would have to say, I'm not really sure about it. I don't really think so. I'm leaning towards no. We're going to break down the stats, though, so you can make your own decision at home. So first, we're going to talk about his pace. He has 82 pace. And this is one thing that he really shines at in previous FIFAs. I mean, if you've ever used Maldini, one of the main things that attracts you about his card is, of course, his pace. How's it feel in game? And honestly, his pace is decent. I mean, 82 pace is still nothing to scoff at, even after the power creep has emerged in this game. But at the same time, when you look at the center backs that are available in the game at this moment, he's not really amazing as far as pace goes anymore. I mean, there's players like Flashback Luis, Moments Ramos, Flashback Fuchs. I mean, there's a lot of crazy cards out there that have really good pace that are being used at the center back position. So now this Maldini card only has decent pace, nothing more, nothing less. Overall, I gotta give this guy's pace an 8 out of 10. It's definitely solid, definitely usable into the end of the game, but he's not the standout pace monster that he was in previous FIFAs. Next, we're going to talk about his passing, and this is one thing I really value on center backs. I really enjoy playing possession. I play very patiently, and therefore I like center backs who can pass the ball. How is he faring in this regard? I think he's very decent, all right? He has 85 short passing, 79 long passing, 69 vision, so his important stats are fairly decent for a center back. The one bad stat he does have is a 36 curve. However, I didn't really notice it being a big issue because, I mean, you're not going to be trying to curve through balls around the defense with Maldini. I mean, you're just not. But overall, he did feel very safe passing out the back. I never felt one time him really letting me down with his passing. And overall, I would have to say his passing is an 8 out of 10. Next, we're going to talk about this guy's dribbling, and the main stats we're going to be focusing on here are going to be his agility and balance. He has 61 agility, 64 balance, and this, among with the reaction and composure stats, are the most important dribbling stats for a defender. And when you look at the best defenders on this game, or the defenders that people seem to like a lot of them are the high agility, high balance players, like the Carlos Albertos, the Cannavaros, even the Moments Ramoses of the world. How does he fare with his 61 agility and 64 balance? I felt he was decent, all right? And some of it is due to his body type, all right? Because if you've used Ferdinand, if you've used Van Dijk, you know that these players have stocky builds. This Maldini is not like that. He feels very lanky, very slim. He's more in the mold of a Militao rather than a Van Dijk. And that does help him as far as how he feels when he's on the ball, as well as how he feels when it comes to jockeying. He actually jockeys very, very effectively. He feels like he has around 70, 75 agility rather than the 61 agility that he does have. Of course, there are a few things in his dribbling stats that do help. He has 95 reactions, which of course is going to help every aspect of his game. And once again, 97 goddamn composure, which means that he makes love to pressure. He never feels pressure. I mean, he doesn't even know what pressure is. Overall, I gotta give this guy's dribbling a 7.5 out of 10. He's very decent, and he will fit your needs as far as dribbling and agility and balance and everything like that goes. Next, we're gonna talk about his defending. And this should be a standout stat, right? He has 95 defending. I put an anchor cam style on him. So by all means, I mean, every single stat you can think of in the defending category is at 99. How's it feeling game? And I think there's really good aspects about this card, but at the same time, there are some poor aspects of this card as well. First, we're going to be talking about his interceptions, his defensive positioning. All those things are class, all right? His defensive AI is very smart. He has a defensive AI where you don't need to really control him, and he'll always be in the right place at the right time. He'll put in last-ditch tackles. He'll do all of that kind of stuff for you. As far as his stand tackle goes, it's 96. But his strength is 83, his aggression is 79, and once again, like I said, he feels lanky. He feels kind of lightweight in game. And therefore, I would have to say his stand tackle does not seem as good as advertised. I mean, what I will say as far as the good parts of his tackling goes is that he does have long legs, okay? He does have a very clean, very accurate tackle. But he doesn't have a strong tackle, and he doesn't have an aggressive tackle, and that's really made evident by the stats. 83 strength, 79 aggression, really making its way into the game. So if you're going in for a challenge with a Ronaldo or anybody with any semblance of strength, even an Mbappe, a Luis Hernandez, because I faced a Luis Hernandez card that wasn't even the prime card. I think it was the middle Hernandez that was able to shield this Maldini off with no problem. All right, that's an issue right there. That just shows his lack of aggression, lack of strength going into a challenge. And what I will say is that when it comes to defending the more agile players of this game, like the Maradonas, the Neymars, and players like that, he actually does shine because his tackling is able to really take its full effect. And he's the kind of player where if you miss a tackle, he's still able to wrap his leg around the opposition and get that tackle in the second time. So he does have a very good tackle, but it does lack the strength and aggression, and you will get exploited by certain players on this game. Overall, I gotta give this guy's defending a 9 out of 10. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's very good. He just lacks the strength and aggression to be a top tier defender on this game. Finally, we will be talking about his physical, and like I've alluded to earlier, his strength and aggression is just a big letdown in my opinion. It does limit his potential as far as being a really great center back on this game, because I believe he's a very good center back, but he's not great. He's not as great as he has been in past FIFAs, because the strength and aggression stat is just very important this year. He has 80 stamina, which means he'll last all game, and his 82 jumping I didn't find to be an issue. He won more headers than he didn't. Overall, I could give this guy's physical an 8 out of 10. All right, guys, so what's the final verdict on this card? I think this card is a very good center back. And if you need a center back, then maybe the 13 icon swaps isn't too horrible. But at the same time, I don't really think he's a top tier center back. He's the kind of center back that you'll stick into your team. And then once team of the season drops, you'll find a lot of center backs that will be bringing either more to the table than him or the same thing. So at that rate, I can't really justify his icon swap price. I can't really justify the fact that he's worth 1 million coins. I would say he feels like a 500, 600,000 coin defender rather than a 1 million coin defender. And at the same time, I don't think the icon swap is a horrible value, but it's just not something that I would recommend personally. Overall, I gotta give him an 8.75 as a defender. He does have a lot of good things about him. He has a lot of pace. He has a very accurate tackle, great defensive positioning, but he just feels too weak and flimsy in order to be a top tier defender on this game. So that's gonna be the Maldini review. Hopefully you guys at home enjoyed it. Once again, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video, but until then, deuces.